Hello, everybody. I know what you're feeling. Today is the day. It is election day, November 5th, 2024. Everything that we've been waiting for our entire lives. It is here. It is now. Holy mackerel. I just want to remind you before we get into today's video, I got so much to share with you today. We are going live tonight to cover the 2024 election results on our channel. We're going live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Twitch. Make sure you join us. YouTube's kind of our main hub, but if you want to join us in any other locations, feel free to. But we will be going live tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, November 5th. I hope you can join us. Now, I've got a lot to share with you, and before I do, give me just something in the comments that said you voted. I'm begging you, America, this is our last chance. Don't squander this opportunity. I'm not even going to tell you the stakes couldn't be higher. I'm not even going to say this is the most consequential. It's the biggest day. I know you've heard it a million times. Sometimes cliches, to quote Tucker Carlson, are actually true. I've heard it a million times when I was a kid. Hey, you better vote. And I always hated it. It always acted as very much so a deterrent. It almost made me not want to vote. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just begging you, please. This is so different. It's so different. Let me know in the comments that you actually voted or plan to vote. Give me an American flag emoji, a thumbs up. You don't have to tell me who you voted for. Just make a father a patriot, a husband happy, and just let me know that you executed your constitutional sovereignty, what our framers and so many millions of Americans sacrificed so we could have these constitutional liberties. Please let me know in the comments, okay? Please, just an emoji, a thumbs up. If you want to tell me who you voted for, fantastic, but you don't have to. Trump and Melania voted today, and they took some questions at Mar-a-Lago earlier. And one reporter actually had the audacity to ask President Trump, will you tell your supporters to not be violent if they don't like the results of the election today? And when you see his response, how absolutely golden, just absolutely fierce, in your face, truthful, ironclad, and just so awesome, you're going to absolutely love it. But first, check this out. So first we had Barack Obama, who, I did a lengthy video and stream the other day talking about how much I lost complete respect for him, spewing lie after lie after lie. The entire campaign, it seems, of the Kamala Harris-Walz campaign is literally, it's just lie. I mean, they lie about Project 2025. They lie that Trump is going to ban abortion. They lie about IVF. They lied about the border. They lie about Charlottesville. They lie about, they call them Nazis, Hitler. It's just Project 20. It's just all lies. Listen to what Oprah said at Kamala's final rally last night. These people are completely delusional, deranged, and utterly pathetic. Listen to this.
Don't show up tomorrow. It is entirely possible that we will not have the opportunity to ever cast a ballot again.
These are the same people who ousted a sitting president, executed a coup. These are the same people installed a puppet, a low IQ, highly unqualified DEI hire, Biden's own words, by the way. He actually posted that on his website, the whitehouse.gov official website, that I wanted a DEI hire, and I got it in Kamala Harris. 0 primary, 0 votes. Yet they're the ones that are calling him a threat to democracy. They're the ones that are spewing these bold, audacious, foul, unfounded lies. These are almost like confessions. Now, I don't know how much you take stock in these celebrity endorsements. You got LeBron James, who was a complete mook, and all these others. De Niro comes to mind, Ruffalo, just idiots, right? Lady Gaga. I don't know how much stock you take. Let me know in the comments. But I thought this was really important because Oprah actually does have massive influence, unfortunately. But I thought this was so important. This is somebody who actually had the audaciousness, the balls, to ask everyday struggling Americans who can barely make ends meet, struggling to afford literally the bare necessities to sustain living for themselves, their family, and their children, to donate money to help Lahaina, Hawaii, when that tragic fire took place. This is coming from somebody whose net worth is over $4 billion. She literally could have paid for the entire rebuild of not only Lahaina, the entire island, and it wouldn't have made a dent in her wallet. She's endorsing Kamala Harris, and she's spewing lie after lie. And I thought this was really, really poignant. I'm going to share this video, a powerful testimony into who these Holly weirdos, these mega DNC donors are, who they truly are when the masks come off. Listen to this Hawaiian resident talk about Oprah. This is huge.
We're so concerned about what was happening in Maui.
You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that you somehow managed to hire a private firefighting team to protect your land before the fire started. You're so concerned about what's happening in Maui that instead of taking some of that land and housing even a small portion of those displaced people, you've hired a private security team to keep them off your land. You're so concerned about Maui that you simply haven't had time to denounce any of the shady real estate deals which are robbing people of everything they have, you know, like the ones you were involved in that helped you acquire that land for pennies on the dollar of what it was actually worth. You're so concerned about Maui that instead of taking what would amount to a year's salary for you and 4 or 5 of your billionaire friends, which could be used to rebuild the entire place in a matter of months, you're jumping on social media and asking the American public, most of whom can't afford to pay their rent right now, to do it for you. You're so concerned about Maui that it's more important that you get social media points than that you help.
Woo-wee! Massive kudos. Oh, it's just so beautiful. This is why I call them the hypocrites, my fellow Americans, Nez Nation. It's so beautiful to see these hypocrites, these absolute, vapid, empty, vacuous, dark vermin get ousted and get exposed for who they truly are. Shame on you, Obama. Shame on you, Oprah. Shame on you, the entire DNC apparatus. You haven't once. Today is November 5th, Election Day. We haven't once gotten anything substantive from you, Barack Hussein and company, about Kamala, what she stands for, how she's going to help America. All we get is platitudinous, empty slogans, word salad, empty nothingness. And you want me to vote for that? This is the danger of that apparatus, my fellow Americans, which is why independent media organizations, grassroots like myself and so many others, are so important for you guys to support, because we share the stuff that the mainstream woke fake mafia media won't share with you. Check out what this pastor posted on his church today.
You don't feel this message is in any way racist at all?
Controversial church marquee messages are nothing new to Pastor Michael Jordan. Back in 2019, his New Era Baptist Church sign read, "A white vote for Trump is pure racism."
I want to get a message to African Americans and poor whites that we have a very serious election coming up.
That's why he decided to post these eye-catching mottos outside his house of worship before next Tuesday. This side suggests a black vote for Donald Trump could lead to a form of slavery.
If Donald Trump can control what we study and read or control our wages, we'll be substandard to him.
On social media, Republican Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth said Jordan should be trying to spread the gospel, not threaten, intimidate, and insult those who exercise their right to vote and support the candidate that is best for them. Those responsible for this sign should be ashamed.
But he's thinking from a Republican point of view. Donald Trump make sad, pitiful, negative statements about people every day.
But Jordan's political points don't stop with cotton-picking threats. He hurls serious insults at any African Americans aligning themselves with a former president.
Are you worried at all that when you use words like ignorant, stupid, Negro, as it says in your sign, you may offend people that may want to come to your church?
No, they know point blank it's an ear catcher.
Wow. Just a pastor. A pastor. You wonder why Oprah, Obama, Kamala, Walz, and the entire faction, Rowdy Raskin, and the huge media propagandist apparatus that supports them, you wonder why they spew lie after lie after lie instead of actually communicating substantive, concrete policy? It's because it works, my fellow Americans. Don't ever underestimate propaganda. It is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It is literally, not to call them Hitler or Nazis, but it is literally the fuel that stoked the fire in 1930s Germany. Okay, here is the video right here. And if you find it hard to hear, just kind of bear with me. But this is, again, Trump and Melania cast their vote today, Election Day. I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments. And then he took some questions from reporters, and one of the reporters actually had the temerity to ask him, are you going to tell your supporters not to engage in violence if you lose? And listen to his response. Check this out.
Oh, I don't know. I was honored to get Joe Rogan last night. I mean, Joe Rogan's a big deal. He's a very respected person. And I must tell you, Megan was fantastic. She got up and said some things that were really pretty amazing. But before that, I just think we ran a good campaign. I had good policy. We want people to come into our country, but they have to come in legally. You know, we want strong borders, and we want people to come in. We want to be totally inclusive, but they have to come in. I think that was a big issue. To me, that was the biggest issue. I may be wrong. You know, a lot of people said inflation. Inflation's a disaster, but I think it's a second issue. I think the first is the border. We can't allow criminals to be put back into our country or to be put into our country. So you have 13,000 plus murderers allowed to roam in our country. Not going to be allowed. They have to go. You have drug dealers. You have terrorists. You have a tremendous amount of people that should not be in our country, and we need strong borders in this country. And I think people are voting. And I think it's a number one issue. We'll see how it pans out, but I think it's a number one issue. I don't have to tell them that. I don't have to tell them that there'll be no violence. Of course there'll be no violence. My supporters are not violent people. I don't have to tell them that. And I certainly don't want any violence, but I certainly don't have to tell. These are great people. These are people that believe in no violence. Unlike your question, you believe in violence. Go ahead.
Exactly, 100%. I don't know who that reporter or what network they were from, but I can take an educated guess. Let me know who you think they were from. It sounded a lot like the fake news. This is why I listen to Professor Nez, quite frankly, probably the greatest YouTube and independent journalist out there, because he tells the truth. He's not nasty like CNN and fake news. Gotta watch Professor Nez. Thank you, Mr. President. I love you. What a stellar, epic response. My supporters are not violent. You know why his supporters aren't violent? Because they are the silent majority. They are the hard-working, middle-class, blue-collar, American to the bone, marrow of the bone, who actually have jobs. We're not these BLM campus protesters, pro-Hamas, anti-American, woke Marxist young people who've been indoctrinated. Believe me, I know. I don't just call myself professor for kicks and giggles. No, we actually have jobs. We actually work. And if Kamala, God forbid, if she actually wins, you know what we're going to do tomorrow? We're going to go right back to work. We'll be depressed, sad, frustrated, disgusted, busted, can't be trusted, but we're still going to go to work because that's what real Americans do. Wasn't that response just so powerful? She says, are you going to tell your supporters not to get violent? I don't have to. How dare you? Your question is garbage. I don't have to. You know, this is the kind, you see how they do this sort of chess that they're playing? If it's not Oprah, if it's not Tim Walz calling us Nazis, if it's not Biden calling us garbage, Governor Hochul saying we're anti-American, Hitler, Nazi, fascists, deplorables, garbage. All of this stuff, they just want to fling this really malicious, violent, evil jargon down our throats and down independent voters. And like that black pastor, he's a byproduct of that propaganda. It is so foul. My fellow Americans, if we don't vote this garbage out, it's going to get exponentially worse. Please, I beg you, vote like every single molecule of your existence depends on it, because you know what? It actually does. Let me know in the comments again if you voted. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this video, today's video. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, we're going live tonight, 2024, walls to the balls to the walls. Election coverage, giving you results, having fun, enjoying it, giving you the real data. Make sure you subscribe. Sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment so you don't miss out on anything. It's free. All you got to do is just give us your best email. Boom, and you're in. It's free. It's in the pinned comment. Come on. You know what to do. Tap that thumbs up, please. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. If you missed it yesterday, tap my face right there. It's free. That's free as well to subscribe and follow. And as always, God bless you. God bless President Trump. And may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.